which is would you say Finway?
Finway Group, yeah, they're
Yeah,
big with Peps with Empower.
yeah, yeah. They
Yeah,
sold.
guys, so you know, it's
Oh,
6:30,
they
and I'm
did.
ringing you up for every acronym.
What? Wait,
I
there's
th-
no starting bell?
I feel like it should go after the start to the
Kevin,
The
show.
intro.
you are a pro at this. We start at 6:30. I don't care if it's banter or not.
All right. Well,
Did you see
got,
how Roby went from Kevin from being like really nice and chill, like, no, you totally cannot go send to all of a sudden he pulls this little rule change.
Yep.
Time clock happened.
It's
I
not a
didn't
rule.
even
It's
hear the
not a
intro
rule change.
music.
It's called.
Well, it
Yeah,
hasn't yet.
well,
Mark's just being this version of Mark.
Brandon's sick, so he probably won't
what
do
is
an
that?
intro.
Yeah, our
In a world where retirement plans are broken, a team of four renegade
Even
Arista
sick
nerds
Brandon's
dared to
got
fix
it.
it. Justin McNeil, the wild card who plays by no one's rules. Chad Johansson, the technical wizard who can turn anything into a spreadsheet. JD Carlson, the man with all the plans hiding under his beanie. And Mark Palamini, aka Rogue Guy, the heart and soul of the crew. Together, they are Retireholics, changing the retirement plan industry one beer at a time.
Yes, yes, that is our mission in life. That's what we've been trying to do for the last decade. I prepped for today's show, waiting for my hotel room in Nashville to become available to me. And I had to wait in the lobby bar, and I'm in Nashville, and so this, I swear to God, this is what happened. Surrounded by 3 or 4 groups of bachelorette parties. Not don't all think like young women. There was all mixes of ages and people from all walks of life. There, one of them was a group of like 40 somethings. They're all in muumuus, and apparently they've been kicked out of the pool, so they were wasted coming down to the bar. So that is where I focused on my laptop with my old fashioned, preparing for today's show until I was granted access to my room up here.
What's a muumuu? I heard it twice yesterday. Maybe I'm being naive here. I don't know what a muumuu is.
I mean, what were those? Remember when you put on a towel and you sit on the couch and watch TV? They're sold on TV like infomercials. Snuggie.
Snuggie.
I feel like it's a fancier
Oh.
Snuggie, like thin, just put it over you all the way down, kind of dress style
All right.
thing. So yeah. Nope or dope. So dope. They look great. Let's do some quick housekeeping. Chat Bar Champion is a thing that we do.
I think you're sleeping.
But things have changed. We're no longer going to vote for you at some time in the show. You out there in the audience, you're going to vote for Chat Bar Champion in the midst of the show. And you're going to do that by putting CBC in the chat bar and then the name of the person that you want to win. Example, CBC, Jim Sampson. He gets a vote. I'm going to drink for those, Roby.
No, it's okay. You're explaining
No.
the rules. You know what?
No. I'm
Hold
not
on. We've
for
always
those.
said as long. Oh no, it's in the chat bar. Fuck. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I'm an asshole. Yep. Sorry.
And then Brandon will give us a little leaderboard as we go throughout. I will say, just to be official tonight, just because he's had such a run this year so far, Kevin is definitely in the Chat Bar Champion game. So if you feel as though you want to vote for him for something witty he's saying on the show or a joke he makes, or you just like his mustache, you may do so. That is approved.
Can I give Kevin negative points to start because his first few chats were to host and panelist, and that's a rookie move. So
Rookie.
It is a rookie move. Maybe the next person should hold back the first vote they want to give to Kevin as a penalty. We're also going to be playing Acrosen. I don't have to explain that to Kevin, but if you're new here tuning in, if any one of us uses an initialism or an acronym, my name aside, you must drink from your penalty drink, and you know what I'm drinking. My favorite thing in the world besides my dogs and my kids, vodka. Oh, wait, my wife is in that list above
I've been
vodka.
drinking a lot of vodka in my free time.
Yeah.
And
So with that, Silent J, topics today. I want to do something new. I never do this. This is what like formal podcast hosts do. What are we going to talk about today, people? Well, today we're going to talk about Fiducian, the new brand, the rebrand over there. We'll talk about it. We're going to talk about single point AI. That's one word, Mark. I shouldn't have drink for that. And Voya's new partnership.
Too bad.
Plan Sponsor Magazine has came out with their new record keeping survey. We're going to dive deep into that. And Kevin's he's got a little freaky spreadsheet we're going to take a peek at. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to blend into a little pooled employer plan discussion. And we're going to talk about the future of 401k pros, where they're coming from, what that's all going to look like. Because we know Butterbeer tells us lots of new plans are coming. So lots on the docket today. We will get to it. But first, it's everyone's favorite segment. It's the new hit, topping the charts segment, Silent J's guest thing, whatever it's called. Take it away, Silent J.
Two-time chat bar champ, second-time guest, and one of our favorite people in the industry. But what I tend to care about more and more these days is what makes this man tick outside of the boardroom. I'd really like to dive deep into the psyches. Kev, you've seen the show. You know what this part is about. You ready to go?
Let's go.
All righty. Would you rather have to explain 401k non-discrimination testing at every family dinner or never watch sports again?
Never watch sports again. As long as I can go to the Portland Pickles game, but I don't watch.
A real student of the craft.
Fucking pickles.
What is your most useless talent?
Useless.
My fount of useless information. You know, you can ask me to tell you something about pretty much any subject, and I'll be able to come up with something on it.
Explaining 401k discrimination testing.
So what you got is these two groups.
All right. A beloved family member gets you a Christmas gift they're certain you're going to love, but it's something you could really care less about. Do you A, say no thanks and ask for a receipt? B, regift it? Or C, throw it out hoping they never notice?
Regift.
Bravo.
Does
If the
sell on
IRS
eBay count? Is that an option?
I mean, yeah.
That's
It's just like returning the gift.
way.
Yeah. The IRS gave you one mulligan. What would you use it on?
Not paying taxes?
Forever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you can get forever on that one, JD. In cash, eventually you'd have to use that mulligan.
Not paying taxes this year with my revenue generator of the year belt.
I seen you guys.
Oh.
I seen you guys with your belts. Well, Justin, if you just don't pay your taxes long enough, you just got to pull in that one favor, right? You can do it from your jail cell, right?
Yeah, but you're in jail at that point. Like you got to go up. You got to Wesley Snipes it. Go right up to the point and be like, all right, we're done. Here it is. All right. In a different life, you're no longer cashing checks for 401k participants. You're a pitcher in the big leagues. What's your walk-up song?
Ooh.
I still got it caught in my head. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. The Miami Vice theme song, a little Phil Collins. Always is, always has been.
Dude, you and Mark are BFFs, man.
Does anyone do that in Major League Baseball? That's a great one.
Oh, that specific song.
Am I a relief
Never heard
pitcher? That's a good relief pitcher song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Wasn't
Harlan
that
closed
song?
up.
Wasn't that song about like he saw someone drowned or something and you knew the person responsible or something?
No, that was
It's
a
better.
different one.
It's yeah.
That was a different Phil Collins song. He
But
was all over
we're
me.
totally interrupting Justin saying and he's
No,
being so
I was
good.
I was gonna actually
Whatever
say this
happened
in the
to
beginning.
one-word answers, Justin?
The segment's gotten so much better as we've gotten away from the one-word answers, I think.
Better?
I don't know. It was pretty
Yeah.
fire before.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Maybe we'll bring it back here and there. All right. Last one. If you could eliminate one retirement plan rule forever, what is it?
Vesting schedules.
Boo.
That's what you went with?
That's an easy one. Jesus, Kevin.
Non-discrimination testing, so I don't have to explain it at family dinner, and I can also
There you go.
still watch sports.
Oh,
You sure you don't want to say cross-testing? It's
Yeah.
a really popular answer
Oh.
nowadays.
I love cross-testing, man. Cross-testing is the best.
it is kind of cool.
You know how much money I made cross-testing when I was a TPA? I didn't sell like plain vanilla plans. I'm like, oh, you can put this person in this rate group, you can put this person in this rate group. And then the problem was it was Orange County, so I was dealing with a lot of doctors. And one time I'm like, "Oh, you can put your daughters in this rate group, and you'll be in this rate group." And he's like, "Oh no, that's my wife." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh yeah, that's an old
interesting."
My
drawing.
bad.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good for you.
Welcome to Southern California, Kevin.
Yep.
Anyways, ladies and gents, the 2014 Long Beach chili dog eating champ and RVP of the Pacific Northwest, Mr. Kevin Spaeth.
Bring him up.
It's a chili making champion.
I want just chili dog this time, okay?
All right.
It's my fucking segment.
Yeah.
Are you sucking
can
on
say
chili
what it is.
dogs outside the Tasty Freeze?
Yeah.
Kevin, there used
I
to
know
be
you
a
like
time.
this chili glizzies.
There used to be a time when Justin would just make up the bio for the person that came on the show. Those were my favorite days. He would just say things that were totally not true, and the person would sit there like, "What? What the fuck's going on?"
Hey.
Brandon. Yes, Chad.
I just before we push right past it, I need to know a little something about that belt Kevin just threw over his shoulder. What's it for? How'd you earn it?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Kevin doesn't have to tell you. Let's not let the guests talk too much on this show tonight. That's Penchex's way. That's Spiro's way of buying his people that work for him, making them feel like they're supported in some way. They put him up on stage, give them an award. Here, you want a fucking belt. Now go make me some more money next year, guys. Get on it. Is that fair, Kevin?
That's fair. Yeah.
Well,
And he also knew my
congratulations,
shelf was too
Kevin.
full with chili trophies. I needed something new, so this year was a belt.
No, not true. I made that up. Yeah, Penchex gave these belts to their top guys for the year. I thought that was very cool. I saw the picture of it. I was just
Congrats,
kidding.
Kevin. Congrats.
Just kidding. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. So the intros are getting a little longer these days. That's okay though. That's okay. You gotta let things flow. I just watched one of my first Theo Vaughn podcasts from start to finish, and I'm pretty sure Theo has no strategy. There's no agenda. He doesn't write notes for himself to kind of keep things on course like I do. So I'll try to be more Theo Vaughn-ish. Are you okay with that, Roby?
I'm just curious to know why you just started right now. Is because you're in Nashville and you figured like you wanted to fit in with the culture. He lives in Nashville. Like I don't get it.
Isn't he more a Louisiana guy? Oh, but he lives in Nashville. No. I literally listened to his podcast on the flight
Who was he
over.
interviewing?
Riley Green. That's why I was listening. The country
the
music
singer?
star. Because
There's actually a baseball player named Riley.
Baseball player, yeah.
I'm from Texas right now. If you don't know who Riley
Okay.
Green is, he's a handsome dude, cowboy hat, boots. Brandon, let's do headlines. Finally, we're talking about some 401k stuff. You guys are familiar with K-Quote? K-Quotes, you know this? We've had Steve Wilkinson on this show. Well, K-Quote also, or Steve, has a company called 338 Investment Fiduciaries. I call them 338 if. And I play golf with a guy who's his kind of main sales guy, Adrian, a lot. And they announced to the world recently that now there's none of this confusion of, is it K-Quote? Is it 338 Investment Fiduciaries? Like, what's going on here? There's a parent company. It's called Fiducian. And they announced it to the world. And I might be a little biased, but I think snappy brand, great concept. And if you're out there, and if anyone knows Steve Wilkinson, I would say Adrian as well, A+, full of integrity people. And so in a world where you've got these Meseros, the Morning Stars, Leaf House has been sold to Mesero, why not take a peek at a boutique, accountable, tech-forward type of firm like Fiducian? No, they did not pay me for this. Well, he's taking me to play golf at his golf course a couple of times. Yes, Chad.
I was going to ask, has it become easier for advisors to put a non-platform approved 338 on a plan?
Great question. I asked Adrian at lunch after golf a few weeks ago because I saw we were talking with the Voya guy, and I don't know if he's like approved on Voya, but they're working with Voya. And I said, is that I asked that same question, Chad. He goes, no, no, no. With technology these days, like they really don't have to be approved. Like they can make it work. If the advisor wants it, it can happen.
But
Which
that's
The big problem with that for record keepers is if the 338 does cascading fund changes over 100 plans. Like that's a lot of work on a record keeping side. So if they can solve that issue, I was doing national accounts for Empower when fiduciary rule was coming up, and that was our thing. Like, oh my God, what if this 338 kicks out this fund and brings in this fund, and they've got like 1,000
a
plans.
ton of plans to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way as a third party administrator sometime when people sell like products where they want us to do an action and then we have to do that action on 1,000 plans or 500 plans. It can be difficult, but I don't know.
Well,
We'll have to have them come on and discuss it. But they were telling me that it's actually pretty simple for them to get set up and have it
I
execute with
think
these vendors. So
from an operations standpoint, you can get set up, or you can get access in. You can provide guidance on the investments available and get a lineup. But when it comes to Kevin's point, actual fund changes, notices, the things that an integrated 338 will have on the platform, they have to be creating their own. Because in that example, Voya is not going to
true.
create the fund change information or some of their disclosures. That's going to have to come from the 338 side of it, and that's going to be challenging, I would think.
Well, I think this is why you want a tech forward type company to do this, right? And I also think in my earlier point of you've got the Mesros and Morningstars, what was Leaf House. If you want something new to come up, something that's a little more hands-on, shall I say, or kind of more attentive to the advisors and not so kind of big picture with everything they do, then push for a company like this and the record keepers will continue to approve them, Chad, and kind of make those channels happen. I just want to talk about their new brand and you kind of give them a spotlight on it. And so if you know Cakewell,
Mark had really great things to say about the brand name,
which most people know, this is
What the fuck is a fiducian? Is that
this
what it
is
was?
Yeah,
pretty sure
That's
those
what
were
you
almost
said.
the exact words.
that's good.
I was just trying to figure out how to say it. That was all.
fiducian.
Thanks for clarifying.
You can say it any way you want if you want.
I know that. Yeah.
Let's go to another company. This is our world we live in now, by the way. These little snap-on type products and things. Single Point AI, not going to drink for that because they put it as one word there, has partnered, struck a deal with Voya. So as a third-party administrator, whenever you set up a plan with a record keeper and you've got to send them plan data, provisions, data information, and apparently for onboarding, and apparently these people have attempted to solve this problem. Chad, you were on a call with, I'm assuming, Voya and Single Point, but I don't want to lead the witness. How did that go? What did you experience? What do you think of this so far from what you learned?
Well, let me answer the first question. How did it go? Obviously, I can be pretty jaded and I have fairly high expectations, but when it was an hour-long webinar and we literally spent the first 28 minutes with no content of value, I was struggling. I took it while I was on the Peloton. So I was pedaling and things were fine and I'm okay, but I'm like, tell me what you guys are actually going to do. Let's get to it. So
Brandon's coming.
You chose
Yeah,
Bill Riccio
fair.
over Jess King.
All right, Brandon goes, sounds
Sorry,
like this
Chad.
show.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We're a show though. That's different.
So what were they talking about for 28 minutes before getting to the point?
They were essentially talking about the relationship with Voya, and there was a lot of horn tooting of like, this is going to be so great now that we have Voya on board, and Voya's amazing, and our backgrounds and why we're so amazing. They were trying to build some rapport, but I still at this point had no fucking idea.
Okay, Chad, does this ring a bell? Let me read to you. Thomas Locke is the CEO and founder. I'll drink. He was at Envestnet for 6 years, some companies before that. It looks like he's definitely always been kind of a tech guy in the 401k space, but here's his description of what they do. Our proprietary technology employs advanced machine learning algorithms to extract, interpret, and normalize data from diverse document formats with unparalleled accuracy. The platform's adaptive smart template system minimizes manual input, accelerates workflows, and seamlessly integrates with existing record keepers and administrative systems. There. That's what
We
they
eventually got to some of that,
do. Oh.
JD.
So when you hear that, that makes sense to you. When I hear that, I hear a bunch of CEO gobbledygook. But
I do, because I sat through the content. But they went to the extent of explaining the cost structure to TPAs to onboard and the discount they're going to get with Voya without me actually knowing what they're going to do. Oh yeah,
cost structure.
You're getting 50% off if you're a TPA in a relationship with Voya.
That's two, buddy.
Well, we have to. Third-party administrators have to pay for this.
You have to pay to get set up with it first, a setup cost. Then you have an annual cost, and then you have to buy tokens depending on how many clients you use on their chassis.
Oh, fucking!
What is this, an arcade?
Here comes the truth.
Kevin, you're the guest. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Just let me give a little bit of background still here, because I went into it the way the email communication came out for the webinar. I went into it thinking this is going to be a new way of tracking information during a conversion from the prior record keeper over to Voya. It's going to pull in all this data. It's going to map in provisions. It's going to create client communications.
It would relieve your installation conversion team of a lot of responsibilities, is what you're saying, as a third-party administrator. Okay, yeah.
Right. So that's what I went in thinking. And then again, 35 minutes into it and understanding the cost structure, still not knowing a single thing that they're actually going to do. And then they started to explain. And the next 10 minutes was really, to me, it was data mapping is really what it was. We know data. We know ASC, Actuarial Systems Corporation. That was a check.
Nope.
That was not a check swing. You got to see.
Okay, I don't even know if FT Williams stands for something, but I'll just keep slamming it. We know all these documents. We know their structures. We're going to get your document. We will know your structure. And then when a document comes in from one of those providers, we'll be able to take the existing plan provisions, map them directly into your system, and eliminate
just data.
Entry.
Which, by the way, with AI,
there's some value in that.
Yeah, but no offense. Like with AI, and Kevin, I'll let you speak right now. But with AI, it's shit.
That's three.
Yeah, sorry. These are fairly simple solutions these days. It takes a weekend with a couple of smart people to figure out how to do this. So it doesn't surprise me. I feel like this is a quick stab at trying some money because you figure out you could do something with today's technology, which, by the way, I'm not against that. But Kevin, go ahead. You have some thoughts.
So eventually when Secure 3.0 comes out, and you got
we don't know. That could be an acronym.
We don't know if that we can't know.
On Mark's trend, it is right now.
Speculation, that's speculative. We're not going to do it.
So when they change the laws again, and you got a big book of business that where a lot of different plans want to change, they have like 10 different options of what to do. This gives you, I think gives you an easy way to get all that information in one place and ship it over to the record keeper so that they can cascade the changes across their system to see like who wants this kind of new distribution, who wants this kind of new eligibility thing, something like that.
Yeah,
I like when you said cascade. That made it sound really cool.
But Kevin, we do that. I mean, I would argue we've always had provisions. We've always had nuances with design. And we've always had to send that data over to the record keeper to make sure that they are aligned with what the administrators are doing.
Between PPA and Secure, there is nothing. And then Secure,
there's
2.
more. There's definitely agreed. There's a lot more recently.
You've got
for sure.
Well, which one was that?
Pension Protection Act.
Yeah.
But also, you didn't say 2.0, so then you get rung up for the first.
Setting every community up.
Something every
You're totally right.
Chad eats.
But so at Empower, I was at Empower when those came out, and we're looking at, maybe 100 different possible changes per times 70,000 plans. How do we do that? How do we figure out which plan wants this, which plan wants that? the act that came out before that, the one with COVID, which I can't name,
Cares.
but that's an acronym. Like who is going to have the what kind of distribution rules? And so we just, unless we heard from you, we just defaulted your entire book of business
Yeah,
to one
Kevin.
set of things.
Yeah.
Welcome to our industry, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's what we do. I get it. That's what we do.
So Moody had mentioned in the chat bar the real issue that I thought that they were trying to solve in this data drop, I'll say, between third-party administrator and record keeper was something to do with census gathering. Because that's one of the hardest components, right? Mapping over provisions from what they're currently deferring, current ages, current data hires, current hours worked for the year, current vesting, like all of that information that comes over.
Did they discuss this in the call?
They didn't. I didn't get any of that.
Okay, well, let's go positive here. Kevin, what you just said, I believe is totally true. The industry is getting more
I didn't
complex.
talk and I got an acronym.
No,
You did.
it was so that's right. I have a new rule
lame.
for that. If I miss it by too long, I take it. So Kevin, that's on me. I gotta take one.
Nice new rule. I like that.
this.
5-minute rule.
Yeah, the 30-second rule. Kevin, you're totally
This
right.
is my
There's
new glass, Justin.
a lot more moving pieces these days. And at the same time, I would argue from experience that technology is absolutely, I feel bad saying is going to, I feel like can right now help an old industry, whether you're an old record keeper, you're an old third-party administrator, you're someone in between. This data fuck that we've been in for the last 20 years can be solved right now. And it was a lot more difficult for it to be solved 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And your everyday humans these days can solve it in a variety of ways and in a variety of waves. And so it can be done. And so, yeah, let's stay tuned to this. I do think this is going to happen. It sounds
Is
to
Mark
me like
selling more advertising space on his robe? Penchecks would be interested in sponsorship.
Yeah.
The cost has gone way up, Kevin.
Yeah.
If Ayers
It's
Hotel
like-
can afford it,
Yeah.
Things have changed.
It got you.
Oh, you can get a.
Well, you know what they say.
Just got
The
to
only other
sponsor the
piece-
sequel, Kev.
he's actually in Nashville, and it's a little Brokeback Mountain.
I'm for the sake of transparency here, full disclosure, I'm still in Missouri. So
Chad's. She said Chad's out.
this is Chad's robe.
Chad, did you have a thought for?
I was just going to say they did hint at some of the things they're working on that I believe will be attractive. Right now, there's not enough documents that they have relationships with, in my point of view, to feel like this would make a meaningful impact for a third-party administrator. But as they get more docs in, they get more integrations, that will work. The other component is integrating with Pension Pro, integrating with customer client relationship management systems. That's a big step for them. Like if you can pull in a doc and you can upload our Pension Pal with client name and EIN number and address and contacts, like that's valuable stuff there. That data is there.
But I think that with Actuarial Systems Corporation and FT Williams, they have the integration with those two, and I thought they also had it with Stacks and Dynamis.
Yeah,
they've got a couple.
Yeah, Mark, ring them up. As you guys say this, I'm literally clenching my left arm with my right hand and I'm squeezing it because.
Prove it. Show us.
Oh, it's just like, guys, the technology to do this is so fucking easy right now. Like
nobody's denying that.
We're acting like cavemen, like we need fucking third-party companies to figure this out. Like this can be done right now if Voya, Empower, whatever, get off their ass and fucking lift a pinky. Like it's not that hard. I could vibe code this shit on a fucking weekend, and these companies are still bumping around like fucking blind cavemen trying to figure out how they're going to sort data out, for Christ's sakes. And if I hear
enjoy those calls
APIs,
tomorrow, Chad.
I'm a drink for APIs. I said it again. I'll
No,
drink
there's
twice.
nothing
Let's move
bad
on.
there. I'm going to say to JD, if that's the case, then why haven't you coded that for our onboarding and getting our data into those systems? And I know you can, but you're a third party add-on to technology as well. So why does Voya spend time to build it and create it when somebody else is already doing it and they can snap it on? Like, I
Well,
disagree with
apparently,
your
apparently,
comments.
from your perspective, they didn't do it in
They
a
didn't do
good
it the way
way.
I think would create value.
Yeah, so that's my point is if Way would just like silo off fucking three people, put them in a corner and give them Claude and ask them to fucking build something, they could build this shit. But instead we're sitting here waiting like, for the stuff to happen. And me personally, why would I do it? I'm not gonna do it for fucking 13 different vendors to do all their shit right now. I got bigger fish to fry, and my Monday through fucking Sundays are booked building shit. But I'm not going to use it to
Friday
talk
morning
about
booked, getting
the
over a hangover.
technologies. Yeah, that I'm talking about. But what, fuck, let's just stick to the topics. Let's move on. Don't take me into artificial intelligence. Let's spin the wheel of ice.
Ooh.
Oh, thank
The
goodness.
wheel of ice, the wheel of ice, the wheel of ice.
JD, what do you have in that glass of vodka with?
Pineapple juice.
Oh, that's different for you.
Oh, pineapple
That
juice.
sounds delicious.
You guys would imagine this as a guy who has how much does my toilet cost? 12 grand, 15 grand? I forget. The room I'm in, the presidential suite here at the Hyatt Centric in Nashville. I mean, I am looking out across all of Nashville. I have a ping pong table made out of fancy wood, and I've got a Pac-Man machine in my fucking room with a full kitchen. Okay, let's
Jeez,
But he
JD.
doesn't have an heir's robe, that's for sure.
what? I'm sure I got a robe somewhere. If you want me to go find it, Kevin?
Mark,
Plan
it's over.
sponsor.
Back to reality.
As
All
you're
of
staring at a
us.
golf simulator.
Well,
I'm not. I'm in a room. I'm in a dungeon.
Plan Sponsor magazine. I think we've been doing this show for about 10 years. I think in the first year, maybe the second year, we did a full episode on this plan sponsor record keeping survey. We brought visual props where we were tearing off what record keepers were in the top 10. And here we are 10 years later, and it has come out again, which I'm so excited about. But I've lost my notes because I've been drinking. Here we go. Kevin has a fucking spreadsheet about it. We're going to talk about that. And we can use Kevin's spreadsheet and his thoughts for the basis of this conversation. But Kevin, you said in an email to us that you think the real metric here is head count, not plan count. And I have to admit to you, I'm obsessed with plan count. And you went on to talk about, no, it's about head count because we'll explain it because I talk too much on the show. Tell us why.
So plan count is a misleading number because a solo 401k is plan count, and a lot of these fintech record keepers have sign up solo 401k plans for like the gig economy, and that gives them that's the
Those are
30,000
numbers.
plans is 30,000 people, but in reality, record keeping costs boil down to the participant. What is the mailing cost? What do they have to staff the call centers for? It doesn't even matter about plan count from a testing standpoint if you're working with a third-party administrator. So all it is a per unit cost that boils down to the participant. It does no other stat really matters.
Sorry, I had to respond to Amanda because
Yeah, so that's what it is. One plan is your
okay.
three-person
So
startup or
I like your anti-disruptor thing. I think that's cool because I definitely don't want to misinterpret guideline or human interest or someone else for having these kind of really low plans. But let me counter you in that when I look at the top 10, I don't look at head counts. I want to see plan counts because when I go in there, what I'm looking at is I want to be able to say to advisors, and I'd love to get Justin's, Mark's, Chad's input here. Like, advisors, these are the top record keepers in the 401k space, and they prove that by servicing this many clients. And so I understand that, like, when you run a record keeper, that headcount's important. But from my perspective, I want to know, how many employers do you service? Because regardless of how many the headcount is, you're kind of one person things aside. I'm thinking more like 6 people, 10 people, 15 people, whatever. But how many employers does your team have to service to answer their questions and get them through a year of being a 401k plan sponsor? And so if your plan count reaches 30K, 50K, 60K, I can then say with confidence to a financial advisor, hey, this is a proven fucking record keeping entity. Like, these people crush it. They do this on the day to day. They're experts. And so that's why I really want to focus on who the top 10 are. Is that okay, Mr. Spaeth? Does that make sense to you? Or
It does to an extent, but the last thing a record keeper really wants to do is to talk to a plan sponsor. They want to talk to advisors to get more business, and they want to talk to participants to have them up their contributions.
But Chad, don't they have to? They got to talk to human resources. They have to talk to the people. That's where the problems happen.
They could talk to their third-party administrator, and the
No, they
third-party
don't all have
administrator
those.
block and tackles and knows how to deal with all the stupid questions.
Well,
Like the majority of
not all of them do.
yeah, true.
Kevin, you know, though, the majority of the questions that get asked are not about compliance or even about
Yeah.
eligibility. It's about transaction timing. It's about when's the loan going to hit. It's about payroll
enroll?
contributions.
Where's
It's
I
this
lo-
form? How
I
do I
lost
update vesting?
I
Yada,
lost my
yada, yada.
password. I lost my password. How do I submit payroll? I fucked up. You know, it's there is definitely for sure a lot of that shit. And by the way, Vestwell guideline, human interest, painfully
So
figured that out early on in their kind of executions. But
So I'm not saying they'd never talk to the plan sponsor, but the TPA does the block and tackling on the stupid questions, and the smart questions get into the record keeper. And I just said third-party administrator.
which, let's be honest, most third-party administrators aren't staffed to handle the stupid questions. Like that, we don't have call centers that are going to answer the phone and have 75 people waiting to have a comment back. So I'm not sure I agree with that flow there. JD, for people who have not seen what plan sponsor put out or don't have the inside track like Kevin does to look at all these prior years, can we acknowledge just some of the basic details?
oh, it's so
Big
fun to
players
look
in the
at.
room, right? Fidelity, Vanguard,
All of them basically.
Empower, Principal, like these are the ones
Voya,
that plan
Nationwide,
count.
Principal. Yeah, all of them.
Although a census, this is to Kevin's point, a census showed something like 219,000 plans.
Yes.
Yeah.
All those owner only plans done through
Yeah.
a handful of broker
Docs,
dealers, and
yeah.
that's their go-to. So Kevin, I think that's what you were getting at.
Well, don't
That
forget,
number
Chad,
inflated.
when you see Empower's numbers, they're including their white labeled stuff that they do. As when you see Vestwell's numbers, they include the things that they're kind of the Intel chip for. So I think that's okay. But Chad, to answer your question for everyone, I think if you don't check it out, you really should. If I didn't make that point clear enough earlier, like, I get excited when this thing comes out. I spent a lot of time today trying to dice through it. Kevin's got his own spreadsheet, and I
It's
try to
important data.
yeah, I try to come up with assumptions. And so I'd like to ask you guys something that we could chat about quickly in terms of top 10. Chad, you mentioned a census was at 218. Automatic data processing is at just south of 200K. Pen checks is mysteriously no longer playing ball with Plan Sponsor Magazine. It appears to me. I don't know that.
Does that count as a drink?
What did I do?
You called the paychecks pen checks.
Oh, you deserve a drink. I thought he was trying to make fun of you guys, Kevin. Like, they're not a record keeper. Why would they report here?
No. But clearly, I'm thinking of you, Kevin. That's good. Empower's at 87K. American Funds 68. I was kind of surprised by that, American Funds. But when I look back historically, nothing's really changed. Voya's at 64. Manulife, John Hancock Retirement God, that rolls right off the tongue. They're at 55K. Principal 45. The only change we've seen in the last 5 years, human interest sneaking in. So human interest now is at 44. And to Kevin's earlier points, I think that's probably really valid. They're probably boosting that number with a lot of really tiny plans. And then Fidelity is in that final spot at 36. And if you flipped the requirement or the filter, if you will, and went to assets, I think Fidelity would go from the bottom of the list to the top of the list for obvious reasons.
And
Interesting.
that's why plan count doesn't matter.
Well,
it does to some extent.
yes and no. Yes and no. I don't totally agree with that, but it depends. All of this is data, obviously, Kevin, and you're all looking at to get a glimpse of some value from it. And I definitely think that, to your point, I totally understand that a big vendor with a lot of assets, potentially and a big head count, maybe has a proper scalability or does or doesn't, but also someone servicing a lot of plan count also has to kind of acquire certain skills and have the right service departments and the right people to do that. So it's all of the above. Some interesting takeaways for me, though, is no more guideline on the list. They're gone, because I'm assuming because of the Gusto purchase and then the flip of half of those to Vestwell. Paychecks apparently no longer submitting. And so here's my question to Kevin. Can I ask you, like, this list, you said you've been keeping the spreadsheet since, I think you said 2018.
Yep.
I tried to look back a little bit. Are things changing, or are these just the same people and the same rankings for the last 10 years? Like, what can we glimpse from a big summary, a big 30,000 foot view? Anything?
There's the rich get richer. There are fewer providers out there. Mass Mutual, Prudential,
One America.
gone.
Fair enough.
One America, gone. And then you also can see things creeping up. But I mean, I think what you see from this is, at both your level and my level, a census is number 8. Oh no, sorry, a census is 1 in plan count, but they're 8 in
Yeah, 1 in
assets
plan
and they're
count,
8 in participants. So I don't think we give them enough respect for how large they actually are.
But
I think that's
as I
fair.
look at
I
that
never did.
number, as I look at that number and I see the gap between a census and others in terms of plan count, I'm going, that is not a traditional 401k. That's not filing a short form or a full form. You could say it's an EZ. I also look at some of those numbers and I immediately go to, they've got some state plans. Are they looking at those plan sponsors and calling those a retirement plan? Because 219,000 is fucking insanity, guys.
Yeah. What about college savings accounts? Don't they do those?
No,
so you don't
those
know
have
what
to be
data is
DC.
being recorded there.
Well, you do. These are definitely DC plans.
That counts.
That doesn't mean that they are under the governance of the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, JD. Like they could literally be state mandated plans.
No. I agree they could be state. I jumped on that on the college shit. But yeah, of course they could be state mandated plans. I'm sure if you looked at, go look at Vestwell, you could sort through that to figure out like what they're doing there. So hey, like anything, when you see this type of like data accumulation and rankings, you need to like be a smart human when you look at it. But I like what Kevin just said. He said the rich were getting richer. And so when I was sitting amongst all those bachelorettes this afternoon, I took Nationwide just because we used to be a big Nationwide shop. Voya, Manulife, John Hancock Retirement. God, that just flows right off the tongue. And Principal. And I did a couple things looking at them. I looked at from 2020 to 2026. How did they grow in terms of plan count, and how did they grow in terms of assets, which I'm going to equate to like revenue. So to Kevin's comment of the rich getting richer. Okay. Nationwide went from 34,000 plans, almost 34,500 plans, to 30, just shy of 32,000. So they lost a little, but their revenue their assets went from 148 to 219. That's a soft example. Okay, you ready for this? Voya went from almost 65,000 plans to just over 50,000 plans, or halfway on their way to 51,000 plans. And their revenue went from 377 billion to 766 billion. Now, it's not complicated to figure this out. That's assets growing. That's the stock market going up from that point. But isn't that interesting? If I applied that to my own business model, they lost plans, but gained substantially in revenue. To Kevin's point, the rich getting richer. Manulife John Hancock Retirement went from 49,000 plans to a number that I was drinking when I wrote this. It went down by a little bit, 45,000 and something. So just down slightly. And they went from 168 billion to 258 billion. So not as aggressive as Voya, but a similar story. And principals the same. Actually, a little different. Principals kind of stayed flat over those last 5 years. And their revenue went from 419 billion to 645 billion. When I say revenue, that's not, shame on me. That's their assets under management. I would imagine that their revenue proportionately went up for those assets going up. So Kevin, you're the guest. Chad doesn't want you to talk because he's got to go ahead, Chad. I don't let the guests talk all the time. Go do it.
The only thing I would say is I struggle with these stats, and they're as we know, it's only as good as the people who are putting this data together. But there's no way in my mind, the numbers that you shared right there, JD.
Yes.
Voya lost 15,000 plans. It went from 66,000 to just over 50,000 plans.
When I went to the 2020 Plan Sponsor Magazine Record Keeper survey, go look at it now.
Or you could just take my spreadsheet and unhide all the columns.
See, I didn't do that. You only had the past year, you fucker. I didn't see that.
Yeah, on the second tab, JD.
So go check it. Go check it for me, Kevin. Is it
everything,
right?
So what is it, Voya?
Voya. What was Voya in 2020 for the record keeping survey? I'm claiming
51,389. Then 2021, 51,908, 905.
Oh, 51. I had 6. I'm not going to go there right now. I had 64.
Someone drank a little too much.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We've got a little bit.
I can't go there. I can't go there.
Someone's been drinking a little bit too much vodka in his free time.
64,000, but that's One America.
Yeah.
Wait.
That was Brashad's comment about acquisition. Like we would have seen plan count
JD,
jump.
it was just the
Brandon can edit that rant out, right?
Oh, I got to go look at it, but I can't.
1 million plans.
Rewind.
Same point is true. Unless I'm off on the asset under management, which obviously I'm not, because the markets have gone up. I mean, the concept is totally accurate, right?
This is why we should let the guests talk a little bit more.
Oh, I gotta go look at that. That can't be wrong. I remember Voya. Fuck you guys. I'm never wrong on this shit. I'm gonna go look.
We've proven you wrong.
Not very often. I feel like you do this. And then I wake up on Friday hungover and I go look and I figure this shit out.
I think you just had the numbers backwards. You said 66 down to 51, and I think it's actually 51 up to 66.
That would make more sense.
The problem is I already used my Sex Panther reference in the chat bar.
All right, let's move on.
Your point still holds very true.
That point is still very true. Yeah,
it is.
Point is true. Okay.
But I get my
the rich are still getting richer
with a little grain of salt.
It works.
They are. And by the way, I'm not against that, Roby. I feel like if that's your business model and you can make that happen, and you make. We talked about this. I feel like not on last show, but maybe the show before. Where is it okay for someone to make more money as the assets grow? And that's a very debatable concept, but let's be clear. Let's wrap this
Not if you're
segment.
a TPA, you got to credit back that revenue sharing.
True,
right?
true. But clearly, if you are no offense, community listening in, an advisor or a record keeper, that is how the business model works right now. Assets grow and your revenue grows. Now, if you're pointing your finger at me as a third-party administrator, yeah, mine does grow too a little bit, but the 5 basis points I get ongoing is minimal compared to the rest of my business model. It's a buffer. It helps, but I have to bill my clients directly for the bulk of what I make. And so, again, I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm actually kind of okay with it. If it changed, I would kind of be okay with that too. But it is what it is. And if you're in this industry, you should be aware of that. You should be cognizant of that. That's how it's working. And if you're against that as an advisor, time for Chad's Nuggets with JD stealing Chad's points he's made before. You can find vendors and you can find third-party administrators that will support you in a flat fee cause.
Census can do that.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of record keepers out there that can do that.
I'm getting ready to write an article on build versus asset-based fee for plan consultant. It's due on Tuesday. So wait for it. It'll come out and be on that exact topic, JD.
Perfect. And we never pitch ourselves on this show, but at Plan Design Consultants, we have a non-rev share fee schedule that we do for advisors that like to work with those types of products. So it's very doable. Kevin, let's play a game. A long time ago,
Will
you know
Hackler.
me.
Fucking legend,
What
sorry.
did he say? Nuggets, bro, too. I think they do. You know me, Kev. I'm a creative type, and a long time ago I came up with the coolest, best game ever in the history of Retireholics. It's called the Nope or Dope game.
Really sad we're not doing Fintech.
Justin, please tell me you're saying that on purpose, because you know how sensitive I am.
I was done with that one, pal. I'm so stoked this is back.
The last several episodes, you're like, are we doing Fintechs again, motherfucker? Nope or Dope, Kevin. And this one cuts fucking deep for me today. It cuts real deep. Nope or Dope. Southwest Airlines. Have you flown these people?
Nope. Yeah, I'm an Alaska guy.
Oh, God bless you. Chad, how do you feel about Southwest Airlines? Are you nope or dope on this?
I'm dope. I have to be because it's the primary hub coming in and out of the 2 airports I travel through all the time.
Yeah, I'm starting to experience that. Apparently, San Diego to Austin is a big Southwest thing. Justin, Silent J, Southwest. How do you feel about it?
It's not my cup of tea, I'll tell you that much. But I'm also curious, why'd you buy it again and get put in the penthouse? And why not find an airline?
We'll leave that for the end. Yeah, I had to here, but
the private jet was being used.
Rody, Southwest.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, it's like I'm in the middle. I'm a nope dope because like
it is mid.
The free bags initially, like when they used to do that, was awesome. That was great. But the anxiety of check-in and fighting for your spot in line when you felt like you were in a gang war, like I was nope on that. So dope on the free bags, nope on the seats. Now they've changed and they had to pay for bags, so fuck them for that. And then secondarily, they put assigned seating. So I'm still in the middle, dude. It's you know what it is? It's like an old reliable. You could just count on them to be on time, get you ready to go. Yeah, JD, it's not the fanciest, but it's fine. It's fine. And the cost is reasonable. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Under 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, what I can tell you is, and this is what irks me, Kevin, is Amanda still here? Mm-hmm. This is what irks me, Kevin and Amanda. There is no first class, and there's no lie down seats. There's no champagne. There's no cold mint towel to kind of put on your face. And you know what I like about flying, Kevin? When I fly, wherever I go, part of what I like about it is the privilege of like my wealth and my success and watching other people walk on the plane and walk past me in first class, knowing they're not sitting where I'm sitting.
Oh man!
And today, Today,
can we also
I
say
found myself on Southwest flying from San
First
Diego
time
to fucking
watchers, this is a
Nashville.
bit.
no, this
Ooh.
is not a bit. Disclaimer: the comments made by JD Carlson do not represent the thoughts and feelings of the other folks on this show. We
Justin's
fly
half right.
Southwest and we are fine.
Justin's half right. It's half a bit and it's half not. Okay,
So
let's move on to the next
Southwest,
one.
the thing I always liked was once you get your seat, you try to sell the seat next to you to the thinnest person walking down the aisle. Like, hey, this was a great middle seat right here. What is
Okay,
here?
nice. Yeah. I have told my travel agent, who is my wife, that I will only fly first class, but that doesn't happen when we have to fly Southwest to Nashville or Austin. So yeah, Justin, you're right. It's a bit, but it's also not a bit. I'm a spoiled little bitch, and I want to fucking fly in first class, motherfuckers.
Oh,
Okay,
I like money.
next one. I'm not gonna lie. We need to be authentic here. And yes, Amanda, my toilet, my bidet is fucking expensive. Okay, outsourcing, Kevin. Outsourcing. I say this because I want that sweet juice out of my Kettle One. Outsourcing TPA work. Your email signature says, "Do what you do best. Outsource the rest." Should third-party administrators be outsourcing their work? Are you nope or dope on this?
Dope. You know, you got to do it to stay competitive. And as long as the information is secure, which it is because it's the internet, and you've got people with master's degrees doing what people, you'd have to pay $50,000 for somebody with no experience to do it here.
Master's degrees in India or something. Yeah. Fair enough. Chad, I mean, come on, bro. Dig deep. Are you nope or dope on outsourcing? And I'm specifically third-party administrator.
Yeah, I'm nope. I'm nope on the sense that if it's your core competency, it shouldn't be outsourced. It should be what you're doing. If you're outsourcing some component of your process, so be it. But if it's the work that you are hired to do, I don't feel like that should be outsourced.
Justin, I'll let you piggyback and give you some further context. Like, outsourcing doesn't have to be to India. You can outsource right here in the good old United States of America. There's and are we ready for this? And Kevin will back me up on this. There's plenty of outsourcing types of things that TPAs do. I'm trying to soften this blow a little bit. I outsource all kinds of things in my company to other
Don't
things.
we use pen checks for something like that?
Yes.
Yep.
We outsource.
Do you write your own document?
No, I
Do you do your
outsource to.
own 5,500?
That's absolutely different. Yes, we do write our own
There's a
document. We just don't
spectrum
have
here,
the
Chad.
boilerplate.
No,
That's
Kevin's
entirely different.
Kevin's point is true. We use software. Yeah, I guess maybe you're right, Chad. Maybe you're right.
No,
But
yeah, that's not the same.
Justin, your thoughts?
Shit, what do we outsource? I was in the middle of typing a response. I missed the question. What are we outsourcing? Is anything?
Your intros.
Yeah. Game. Seriously, what was the question? Or let's just move on. Next one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a deep
Good call.
nope or dope. This is a deep nope or dope, but I did it on purpose because I saw Kevin's email signature. So, Roby, I mean, how do you feel? Honestly, fuck everything we said. When someone put a microphone in your face and said a third-party administrator, outsourcing or not, what's your take?
Yeah. Well, again, is that for me or is that for Justin?
You, Roby.
Okay. Yeah. The word outsource, right, has, in my opinion, isn't just all encompassing of one thing. Like you just mentioned, doesn't mean you have to be outsourcing overseas or the typical thinking of like call centers and such where you're talking to someone who maybe English isn't their first language and whatnot. I think the idea of outsourcing, when done right, when utilized to do things that are going to enhance your services and make things better internally, I'm okay with that. As long as the end user, your clients, or the partners that you're working with to build your business aren't impacted negatively by that, right? Meaning like they're not talking to the right people. They're not getting the people who are day in and day out, here to build this business and are accountable and wanting to do the right thing and stand behind the products and services that
Go
we
ahead,
offer.
Kevin. Defend the industry before I do. Go ahead.
No, I think Greg makes a good point in the chat bar is using AI outsourcing.
That's a great concept.
That was going to be my exact example, Kevin, in terms of outsourcing. If I hire a lawyer to defend me in court, and a lawyer stands up there and reads from artificial intelligence the questions they asked and what ChatGPT told them, I'm going to feel like that was a disservice to the work that I hired for. But if that lawyer used that artificial intelligence service to gather information from and to do research, and then they came in and they defended me with the work that they gathered from that resource, that to me seems okay. I hired them to defend me. That's the quality of work. That's the core competency of their work.
I didn't want to spend a ton of time on this, but let's pivot. Let's do it here. When people pitch to me as an owner of a third-party administration firm with, I don't know where we're at, north of 1,200 plans right now, what they say is, hey, it's tough for you to do all this work. It can be very seasonal. And if you know anything about this business, you know that it kind of ebbs and flows in terms of the periods of the year. And so they're like, look, you should focus, JD, on being like service focused. Like, make sure the people that work for you at your company are focused on your clients, your advisor partners, picking up phone calls, answering emails, doing those types of things. Why are you hiring people to pull levers and push buttons in software to do things that are all pretty standardized in terms of testing, and push edge cases to the side? That's a oxymoron, no, in a weird way, for a moment. And so, like, in general, that's true of like 95% of my business, that I don't think you hire me to make sure that the ADP test is done right or that cross-testing is done right. Fuck yeah.
That is exactly why they're using you and not a bundled low cost.
No, because software does that. Not like experience.
But you're still doing
software does that. Yeah. But so, hey, first of all, full
same thing with the doc.
Plan Design Consultants does not outsource one bit of our business overseas or here in the US. We do it all in-house. That's because I want to employ more people and have them be my employees. Because, Amanda, I'm a fucking narcissist, so that's what I want. The more employees I have, the better value I feel like as a human being.
I don't know how to put this.
But I'm just trying to make the argument. What they say is like, JD, you could run a better business if maybe you just employed more people to do like the grittier shit for your employees and less of the work. True. That's all.
That's true. That is absolutely true, JD, when it comes to the button pushing that you described. But to Kevin's point earlier, when he said I sold a bunch of cross-tested plans in LA, someone's got to sit back and say, which employees, dang it, you're right, Kevin. Which employees do we put in which allocation groups? How do we dial up the design of this cross-testing? Like, that's not something that artificial intelligence is necessarily going to do when it comes to integration. When it comes to the work itself.
Be careful.
When it comes to the work itself, it can. Now, so that's why I wrote in the chat bar, what are we being hired to do? That's a real question.
That's a great question.
And it's two-part to me.
I think it's ever-changing.
To be consultants that are responsive, that are attentive, that understand the space, that are there to be a deeper relationship with the people we're working with. That is advisors, and that's potentially their clients. We're expected to do quality of work. Yes, it is an expectation that the actual deferral percentage test can be done well. That
if you don't, you're a failure.
So your point though is very valid, and maybe I'm wrong in this. What are we actually hired to do? I still think at this point our community as a whole is hired to be specialists, not to be operational people. And that may change, but if you tell me it's going to, I'm going to say, well then why doesn't
are you ready? Are you ready? Are we ready for this, Chad? Let's show everyone what's under the skirt with me and you.
Yeah.
If you take our business, and we've never done this on
Yeah, no,
Retire.
we're not going.
We,
No, nope,
we,
nope,
we,
nope, 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 nope,
we've
nope,
never done
nope,
this on
nope,
Retireholics.
nope, 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 nope.
It's
We're
under
not
the
doing any
moo-moo,
skirt. No,
Mark. It's
no,
okay.
no
We changed the
skirts. No.
terms.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Out of our, just
How the
take
hot dog is made.
1,200 plans right now. Thank God for you, your sales team, and everything you've done, and Kevin listening, and everyone tuning in. I would say half of our plans are safe harbor match plans on a per payroll period basis. Half. So take the other half and say to yourself, okay, those are ADP tests, pass or failures. Those are cross testings. Those are all those things you just talked about. I'll drink. But half of them, which is a big chunk, your point of like being a consultant and doing all this stuff is less relevant. I'm not going to say not relevant, but less relevant. Like there's some basic steps that need to happen along the way to get that client from A to Z and being done. And Kevin, you're the guest. When I say that, does that offend you and the people you represent at PenChecks? Like
the 100% US based sales force of PenChecks is not necessarily offended by those.
US. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Is not necessarily offended by that. Your value add comes in is when these new acts are passed and helping you craft the plan design that's right for you, or maybe saying, hey, you've grown out of safe harbor match, or hey, you're safe harbor non-elective, but you should be safe harbor match, and saying like things like that. Just doing the average deferral percentage test on an annual basis, that's
They're
not
still
what you do.
consulting.
Yeah, you're still consulting.
Is that what you're going to say, Chad? Like they're still consulting.
Yes. I'm going to say that proactive consulting is something that our industry as a whole continues to miss the ball on.
Yeah. So we can be more proactive. Okay, that's fair. That's the future. And hey, by the way, in this new world where I'm potentially right, and a lot of the old school world is wrong, and that actually things can be pretty easy. It also does unlock a new world where we can start to do more proactive things. But I think to do that, we need to look in the mirror, Chad, and understand that most people, third-party administrators across this country, aren't as proactive as they fucking think they are, aren't as white glove service as they fucking think they are, because it's a hard job, to Kevin's point. A lot of new provisions, a lot of new rules, a lot of nuances, a lot of things to do, a lot of deadlines to hit.
And how are we hiring the younger people and training them up?
Kevin, we're never going to get to that topic tonight. So
you're not the Kevin's host. Trying to create you a good bridge.
No, we could go after show if you're down. I'm down. My point is all these things are Venn diagramming a little bit, and there's a new future and there's an old current kind of status. And I think we should be eyes wide open.
You dangled the carrot. You didn't give any actual value in there, JD. For those that want to know, the under the curtain, Mark, side of things is that when you talk about half of the plans being safe harbor matches per pay period, that can be very automated with proper technology.
Easy.
Very automated. That is not the value of a third-party administrator, in my point of view. That is literally crunching numbers.
Yeah.
Kevin, Amanda, that's a 402G and a 5500 basically.
But why don't you charge a lower fee for that? Why don't you say have a baggage, like an ADP test is a baggage fee? You know,
people do.
And we launched Kickstart for years. That was a much lower cost structure, Kevin.
So has Nova. So has that's not uncommon, Kevin. That's already been done.
Oh, but it's not super common.
It's not common. No. Yeah. It's definitely not. But it's been done
because everybody wants to make more money.
No, Amanda, I wasn't yelling at you. I was actually reaching out to you. It's like someone else who's a thought leader on this, who's running a shop like that. And I was just saying, look how simple a safe harbor on a per payroll period basis is. If you look at it through a certain lens, it's really a 402G and a 5500, and then maybe paying out people south of 7K. But I'll drink for the 1,000 reference on the alpha.
I don't know.
Well, and that's something you'd outsource because you'd have PenChecks do it for you.
Yes, there you go. Okay. I love this show. and I'm annoyed by the show at the same time.
Whoa.
But it's
What was
good.
that?
No, it's good. It's
Like,
good. It feels
It's
it
getting
feels
challenged is
awkwardly
a good
good.
thing.
Yeah. It feels awkwardly good. It's great. It didn't like play out the way I wanted to, but I like where it went. And Kevin, if you're down for
last time we had a show that didn't play like you wanted to, that was rough, man.
well, no, actually enjoy that show. And speaking of people I hate,
JD.
no, just the guy, the guy,
Yeah, man.
I can't remember his name,
The guy with the
dude.
two
We're not
hands.
talking about. We're not talking about
Okay,
it.
all
Nope,
right, fuck it.
nope,
All right.
nope.
Is
All
it a
right,
middle-aged bald white
No.
guy?
I think so. I mean, I'm just guessing.
got a few of them here.
The guy who ripped us on his blog posts and put it on fucking pension whatever's thing. Never end. I'm over it. Okay.
Surprised that wasn't a headline.
No, we hit back, and we've
Yeah, we
heard
did.
nothing back. We've heard nothing back. So, if anyone knows that guy that we're talking about, like, poke him, motivate him. I'm down. Let's talk, bro. Let's keep the conversation going. I'm in. I'm actually not even butthurt about it. I love that the old guy tried to write something. I think it's very cool. Okay. Thank you for tuning into Retireholics. We'll see if Kevin sticks around. Maybe
Wait.
not.
Oh,
Yes.
Hold on. Sorry.
You allow
if you
it.
have
Oh.
if you have like a proper end of show that you're about to do, that's fine. But I wanted to
Yes.
end the show for the audience a little bit here. If first and foremost, Kevin, do you have anything to pitch? Do you want to give us anything?
Oh.
You have tell us your socials. Tell us what you're always doing ball games, all kinds of things.
Kevin,
So
let me
throw that out
pause
there.
you. Let me pause you for a second. Mark, you've done this a few times on the show. Let's make this a bit. I like this. Go,
Okay.
Kevin.
All right.
Pitch
Kevin
us.
Spaeth, Hedgex Trust. We help you with the force out small balances. It's a planned document issue. Your TPA should be telling you that. It also
Oh,
increases
don't do
the average
that.
account balance of the plan, which will help get better pricing. I'm also on the board of Western Pension Benefit Council. We've got the Del Mar races next month on a Thursday, if you guys want to come. And then the annual conference will be in Salt Lake after that. And if I get any more,
Kevin, how many days out of the year do you spend at a baseball game, a ping pong event, a luncheon at a third-party administrator firm where you bring in pizzas and shit? Somewhere else where you put on silly
costumes do you
hats.
have?
Yeah, where you put on silly hats and take pictures, or to Mark's point, like put on costumes. Like your job looks like you're a bit of a fucking circus animal, really. Like, what do? You run around and
Whoa.
Well, I found a long time ago that I can either be my inauthentic self and do business that way, which is like every other middle-aged white guy in this industry, or I could just act like my authentic self and have fun with people. And I found that people like it the other way.
Chad, he just offended you.
He
Chad,
did
he offended
not.
you.
Not these middle-aged bald white guys. They're different.
Chad, are you middle-aged? Or
Okay.
how old are you, Chad?
42.
I mean,
I think
I had to
Wow,
move
you're
my
young.
camera because I could see like how receding my
Yeah,
hand
Are
was.
you
Is
gonna bring?
is that like an early comb over?
No, not yet.
Cool.
Not yet. I'm a couple
All
years
right.
out from that.
Are you going back to the beard, or are you going no beard for a while?
So my parents are in their 80s and they haven't seen my chin in 10 years. I'm going back to Jersey in 2 weeks. And then after that, I'll
Shaving the
probably
stash.
go back.
Are you shaving shaving the stash?
I mean, this
when
is-
you go
Oh,
back?
no.
Really
I'm
nice.
going to put
Okay.
some lights on my car and start pulling people over.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to another episode of Retireholics. Kevin, thank you for being our guest. Thank you for everything you've been popping off in the chat bar this year, and thank you for, like, I think more importantly than either of those things, this whole show was built upon kind of like people like you. Like, thank you for being invested in 401k and giving a shit about the details. And I think the entire industry needs people like you doing that. And so you're a blessing to all of us. And I was happy to showcase that. I didn't know that about you originally until we kind of met personally and talked. And I was like, oh, fuck, this guy's a goddamn nerd. Like, he's into this shit. So that is what Retireholics is all about. Like, you are Retireholics.
And I am a guest, but I also tied for second on the Chat Bar Champion. I think that's
You
Nice
did.
work.
You
Nice
did.
work.
Well done.
Well,
I
do I get a
expected
handicap?
more.
Do I get a 6
I expected
handicap?
more. You get some pops, yeah, sure. I'll give you the championship, sure.
Now you're one above him.
And 11 drinks.
By the way, that is actually a good
That's
lead-in.
impressive.
Earlier,
Yeah,
you're trying to lead me into the final topic, but you just led me into. No, he's Chapter Champion, Greg Greenfield. GG.
Yeah.
There's our Chapter Champion for tonight.
JD, what do you got going on later tonight? You're in Nashville, a place that notoriously the Retireholics have stayed out until 3, 4 in the morning. We've been taken around by celebrities. We've done things. What do you got going on the docket tonight?
I'm going to take this bottle of vodka
Huh?
and I'm going to walk down the street of Broadway and see what happens. Like, I have no
Sounds
idea.
like a terrible idea, JD.
I really hope you come across Dusty.
Yeah, tell Dusty Black we
maybe
said
I'll
hello.
go find Dusty. So my heartwarming moment with Kevin, and thank you to you out there for tuning in again. And our next guest next month on the next episode of Retireholics will be none other than drumroll. Brandon, you still there? Sick on that goal?
I know who it is.
It's hard to find a drumroll. You do, Chad?
Yeah.
Sherry Fitz.
Oh, yeah.
Sherry Fitz. So with that, Brandon, play us out on a song, and then if I'm still alive and Kevin's still here and whoever else is here, maybe we'll talk about where the next generation of 401k
So
comes
because you're
after
in
this.
Nashville, one thing I always teach my kids is that in a world of Justin Bieber's, be a Johnny Cash.
Oh, fuck.
I
But
like
love
that.
Kevin, I love that. The core of that is great, but you need to know. And Brandon, you can play the music after this, but I'm a Justin Bieber.